Well, guys, listen, do you feel the chill in the air? Do you feel the holiday spirit?
I do. I feel the crackling of the fire.
Oh, it's so nice, huh?
Really chilly outside.
Nothing says holidays like, oh, wait a second, we're not doing an ad.
What are you doing? Like,
No, this is just for SmartLess.
Never go to the post office again.
I think we're just doing a nice little holiday lead-in for this week's SmartLess.
Oh, my God.
Jason, you look beautiful today.
You look really smiley, and you're wearing a nice collared shirt. That must mean that you're going to the office. Is that it?
Yeah. I got a bunch of work to do today.
Yeah, at the office.
You do?
Yeah.
Where you got like a driver off the tee.
No, I don't take a drive. I just self-drive. I don't drive myself to work.
Oh, man.
Your car? You don't have a self-driving car? Here's the thing. Last night was really fun. We all hung out.
That was
Yeah,
last
we
night.
did.
And Will was dabbing like crazy with the dab moves. And then Jason Google's dab because you didn't quite get it.
Wait, no, hang on.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Jason held his phone up and said, "Hey, Siri, what does dab mean?"
Well, I want to know, is it an acronym?
My
is
phone
it,
just answered. My phone just answered. It was so...
And then what came up?
one's father. And I said, oh, she thought I said dad.
Yeah.
And then I said dab and nothing. She ignored me.
No. And had you
She
not...
was sickened by
And you'd
me.
never seen someone dab before?
No, I've seen the dab, but I want to know what you tell me. What
Yeah.
does dab mean?
I don't know. Don't get in my face about it. I don't know what it is.
Well,
Like,
hey,
what's the
listener.
history of the dab?
Or maybe Tracy knows.
Tracy might. Well, Tracy knows. She lives in Wisconsin. She would know what dab is.
Dab capital of the world.
And then Jay went on a little like side thing where he was like, should I wear overalls?
You want to
Well-
know why overalls aren't popular anymore?
Yeah, I wore them a lot when I was 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, that was fashion back then. And now, like, there's, like the Beastie Boys have like the boiler suits, those little onesies or like prison onesies. I'd like to wear that. I'd like to just zip into something and just get out the door.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
But what are you waiting for? Just bring him back. You'll be the one to bring him back.
You can just
I don't
bring
think
back.
I
You're
have that
nervous.
I don't have that kind of style status where I can just, make something happen.
Jason's nervous that he'd be judged. If we can be honest, he wouldn't want to be judged in that
It's
way.
not so much that I just don't want to be distracted by people yelling at me saying, "Hey, loser, get off the street."
Nobody's going
You don't have to wear overalls to hear
they're not
that.
gonna pay attention to what you're doing.
gonna yell
People
at
could
me.
give two fucks what you're doing. Listen, let me say this.
Yeah.
I suggested that I want to go back to doing wearing overalls with no shirt, sort of Dexy's Midnight Runner style.
God.
I can't do that. I don't.
Why?
Have the body.
And then just dance around on a street corner.
Yeah.
Come on, Eileen.
Okay. Get
Wait,
ready
hang
for
on.
this.
Will's got new earphones on, headphones,
know.
whatever they're called. What's did you
Little monitors.
Oh, yeah. You don't have your big things on. Why
No,
is
the
that?
little monitors. I'm just
did you
trying
pay
them
for
out.
those?
What do you think?
I bet you didn't.
I can't confirm or deny anything right now.
But it looks like they might be molded for your ears because you're a professional voiceover
Oh,
artist.
look at that.
What do you think about them? They're pretty good, right?
Yeah, they are pretty good, and they keep the things away from your hair.
Well, here's the thing. If you really want to know, so cans, what you guys are wearing and what I usually use and have worn for years, and everybody does it, it's very traditional like this.
Yeah.
As you know, you wear them. They're fine to wear for a little while if you're recording. If I'm doing some spots for GMC, which is a superior vehicle, especially the new GMC Sierra AT4X. and
Okay,
the new
okay.
GMC Sierra Denali
Wait.
Ultimate.
What's the new catchphrase you've got? It's sophisticated but strong, something like that.
Well, it's about.
Speaking of sophisticated and strong, let's get to our guest because he's waiting.
Wow.
He's waiting.
Wait, hang on! Don't cut off Will with his great story about the progression of the
They get
cans.
hot. Is my point?
No,
is
that's
they
enough.
get
We got it,
hot
Sean.
when
Let's
we
hear
do
the
this.
guest.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Okay, guys, I'm super excited. This
You're like
person
my
today.
mom, by the way. You like bring up a subject and I agree with it, and then you're like, "Why are you just talking about that stupid thing?" You're like, you brought it up.
You fall into our
My
trap.
mom humiliated me the other day with that about sweaters, and I was saying, anyway. Sorry, go ahead.
Here we
Sean.
go. This
Introduce
person
your guest.
today-
One more time.
He's an amazing human being, an incredible actor, one of the best actors of our lifetime. Truly, everybody loves this guy. I've had the immense pleasure of working him many times over the years. He's won an Emmy. He's been nominated for 3 Academy Awards, and he doesn't know it, but I watch him every single night. On reruns of Cheers, it's Woody Harrelson.
Woody.
No.
Hello.
Oh
There
boy.
he is.
Woody.
What's up, gentlemen?
Woody.
How long did you enjoy waiting that long?
I really enjoyed it. I didn't even want to come on. I was trying to keep myself from laughing, but I was laughing.
He took a
over
quick nap. How did Sean beat me and Will to getting you on this show?
I know.
We worked together back in the day.
Because me and Woody are tight.
You know, you are surprisingly tight with a lot of folks, Sean.
No. I think
Sean knows everybody.
So what did you and Sean work on together?
we worked on Cheers.
Will and
I
Grace.
was at Will and Grace. I'm sorry, Will and Grace. We worked on Will and Grace, and then we
boy.
did that live sitcom together where he played Archie Bunker and I played the neighbor.
Oh, no way.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, why didn't we let him answer that? I asked
Yeah,
Woody,
let's have
not
the guest
you.
talk.
He's the guest.
Sorry. Well, just in case he didn't remember.
Ditto.
Well, also, Woody, I was at a party at your house years and years ago where I made out with Alicia Silverstone. And she's one of the sweetest people. She knew I was gay. It was like no big deal, but we were just being silly. But that's what I remember of that party.
Wait, what?
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, Woody.
Wow.
We'll be to you in 1 second.
I had no idea
Sean,
about
walk
this.
me through what that negotiation was like. Hey, Alicia.
Oh, we were children.
How old is that?
Like early 20s.
Okay, and you said to her, not that she needed to hear it, that you are gay, but that you've forgotten what it's like to kiss a girl's mouth. And and you asked her, would you like to kiss a gay man's mouth? Let's
Change
No,
it up.
we were being silly. We
So it wasn't a
we'd
make
been
out.
drinking. We were young. We were drinking, and it was Woody Harrelson's house, and it was fun. It was a party.
Wow.
Woody, where do we find you today? You look like you're in a beach community.
No, I'm in Winnipeg. It's a beautiful day in Winnipeg.
Here comes the
Yeah.
Canadian.
What? Wait a second. Woody, my whole family, both sides of my family are from Winnipeg.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anyone you want me to look up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Quick.
I'll
What
go
are their
over.
names? Will. Wait. Woody, ask them what their names are.
Yeah, what are their names?
Yeah, he has no idea.
Well, that's
idea.
not true. I got my cousin Sally, my cousin Joni, and lots
You're
of
making
people.
all this up in
my
Chachi.
great aunt. No. Go visit my great aunt.
What's her name?
You know, Annie Ann.
Annie M. No, we're not doing
Auntie Ann.
Wizard of Oz polls here. What are you doing in Winnipeg?
I'm doing this movie called Champions with Bobby Fairley's directing.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Now, is it one of his newer films that are more dramatic in tone, or are we back to semen in the hair?
That was the original time.
It didn't clear. Someone had it already, so they went with something about Mary.
This is a comedy.
Yeah?
A comedy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Are you all done with Justin Theroux?
Yeah. Yeah, we finished that. 6 months we did that.
Good
Yeah,
Lord!
that was
Wow.
crazy.
Because of COVID stuff? Is that why it took so long, or was it a bunch of episodes?
Well, there was a couple of shutdowns, actually. Yeah.
Was that due to Thoreau lack of sleeves? Did that enter into it? Was that part of the
Yeah.
why they had to shut it down?
Did the sleeve local come over and shut you down? Listener, we're talking about a Watergate show that Woody did with Justin for HBO, I think. It should be pretty funny.
Yeah. White House Plumbers. Yeah.
I'm very looking forward to
It's
that.
going to be great. I got to say, Justin really knocked it out of the park. And
Must have been a pretty small park.
Dog park.
A dog park.
Wait, Woody. Let me ask you this. I've always wanted to know this about. First of all, great to see you, man. I'm so happy you're here,
Great to
I
see
wanted
you.
Thanks, Woody.
yeah.
I wanted to get you on this thing so bad too. And then, so you started. Your first big thing was Cheers. Obviously, you came on after Coach. I forget the actor's name. He was really terrific.
Yeah, Nicholas Colasanto.
Yeah, Nicholas Colasanto. But you came in, and it was like big shoes to fill. And you came in, Woody, man, and you were
I
like
know.
shot
The
out of a
first
cannon.
episode, it
You
felt like you had been
fucking
on the
just
show forever.
Drilled it. You were great. I loved you on the show. I mean, there's so many. I still to this day do. Kelly, 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 Kelly. I mean, I
So
fucking
funny.
love it. How did Cheers come about? How did it come into your orbit? How did you audition for what?
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Sorry to go way back, but we have to go back.
We have
there.
to. And just to tag on to that, Woody, before you answer that, I didn't know this until I was researching some of the stuff that you're from Hanover. So Will's question about how did it start and how did you get it, and also the Hanover Woody, obviously they took your name and they took your hometown too. Was that your idea, their idea?
Well, the character was already called Woody Boyd, but
Wow.
the character was from Indiana. I'm not from there, but I went to college at Hanover, so I did ask him to use that. But you know, to answer your question, I got a little break from this show I was doing, or I was an understudy in this Neil Simon Biloxi Blues, and so I got a little break to go do a movie with Goldie Hawn, and then as that was wrapping up, they fired the two guys I was understudying, so I was going to get to go on stage, that was my dream. I was 23. Anyway, this buddy of mine, Leo Jeter in L.A., I run into him, and you know, my agent hadn't said anything, but he says, you know, there's this part on this show called Cheers that you should look into, you know, and
Wow.
I was like, well, he says, the guy's from Indiana. His name's Woody. I'm like, oh.
That's so crazy. And had you seen the show before?
Wait. No way.
Yeah.
Really?
And the agent commissioned 10% for how many years?
Yeah, for doing Italy. But but anyway, so I was, at the time, I was really into this idea, I'll just do theater. I will not be, you know, doing television. But then I watched it and I was like, oh man, this is pretty good.
Yeah. And was it a hit? I knew it took a while to become a hit, but was it a hit when you joined?
It had been on for 3 years. It was a hit, but then it kept going, you know,
When you did the thing, the Archie Bunker thing, was it nice to get back into that rhythm, into that schedule again, into that the sitcom stuff, and with Jimmy Burrows and all that? Did it bring back a bunch of memories?
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, that was really cool. I getting to work with Jimmy, you know, Sean. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But I was a little scared, you know, Archie Bunker, you know. Like,
oh, you were so great. You were so great.
Oh, thanks,
You were
man.
so good. Yeah.
Perfect.
You're
Perfect.
never bad. You're never bad. And you know, like I think the public and maybe the industry probably thought they've had you pegged and pigeonholed probably 5 or 6 times, and inevitably your next job is like, wait, he's in what? And he's playing what character? And then you watch it and you're like, Jesus, I never knew Woody had that side. I mean, there's just nothing you can't do, truly.
And I remember seeing you,
thank you.
to Jason's point, you pop up here and there in your career. And then when I saw you in Natural Born Killers, I was like, wait, that's Woody Harrelson from Cheers in Natural Born Killers. And that was one of the best performances I'd ever seen. It was incredible. Everything, like Jason just said, everything you do is amazing.
I mean, keep going. I mean, Out of the Furnace is just like crazy good. Just on and on and on.
So tell me about Natural Born Killers and what it was like working with Oliver Stone, because I'm sure you have some insane moments or stories.
Oh, there were some insane moments for sure. But no, I liked working with him. He can be a little... you guys ever hung out with him? You must have.
Never.
No, never.
You know, he tries to stir shit up all the time.
Really?
But like, I'll give you an example. Like one time there's this scene where there's all these windows outside of this pharmacy these cops have me trapped inside this pharmacy, and so all the windows get blown out from them shooting at me in the pharmacy, and I'm supposed to run and do whatever. And so there's giant windows, and it's all 3 of these mega windows getting blown out, and Oliver comes to me just before the take and goes, this is an hour and a half reset, don't fuck it up. Rolling. I'm like, Jesus, thanks for the pep talk.
Oh, jeez. But you nailed it.
Nailed it.
You know, Woody, I mean, about that whole sort of that discipline toggle switch, I think everyone has got to hit, you know, when you're doing stuff. You come across as someone who just kind of, you know, is real casual about a lot of things in life. You don't get hung up on a lot of stressful stuff, but there's got to be a side of you that knows how to flick that switch and just be an assassin when you need to, whether it be just discipline on preparing for work or at the moment hitting the switch and delivering wondering, is there a side to you that is a side that you don't really show a lot of us, but is sort of your private sort of secret weapon where you can really get small and execute? No, it's all casual.
No.
Huh?
Jason, what you need to know, Jason, is that guys like Woody and me, it just comes to us organically.
Yeah, it's
and we
so
just fucking, we
organic.
don't think about it. We're not premeditated,
Right.
dude,
Yep.
like you. Woody and I are just operating on a different plane,
I got
bro.
it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, Will, by the way, I've seen you in quite a number of things. And
Yeah.
and then I'm like watching the morning show, and then you pop up in the morning show.
He's
like,
got a high overhead.
You're just you're doing everything. You got a lot of overhead.
I'm just trying to make people question what they think about me. You know what I mean? Like I just want to keep them guessing. Woody, I'm doing it on a smaller scale than you've been doing, and now I'm ready to take it to the next level.
Well, we're guessing.
And we will be right back. Listener, I've got news. We are sponsored by Allform. Now, if you have been around the SmartLess for a while, you've heard us wax poetic about our Helix mattresses. We are obsessed with them. So, of course, we're thrilled to find out about their new sofa company, Allform. Allform is the easiest way to customize a sofa using premium materials and at a fraction of the cost of traditional stores. This sounds like a big win, so listen up. Seriously, you can customize every aspect of your new sofa to ensure it's perfect for you and your home. They've got armchairs, they've got love seats, all the way up to an 8-seat sectional. So there's something for everyone, y'all. And you can always start small and buy more seats later on if you want your Allform sofa to grow and change with you when you move. Allform sofas are also delivered directly to your home with fast, free, friendly shipping, and you can assemble it yourself in just a few minutes. Gang, I even got these weighted blankets that Allform makes, which is good for me because I like to toss, I like to turn, and these weighted blankets, boy, they keep me pinned down like I'm losing a fight. And that's what I'm looking for when I'm looking to relax, like I've been knocked out. If getting a sofa without trying it in a store sounds a little risky to you, you don't need to worry about the risk because you get 100 days to decide if you want to keep it. That's no risk at all. That's more than 3 months. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and they're going to give you a full refund. To find your perfect sofa, I want you to check out allform.com/smartless. And Allform, by the way, is offering 20%. Guys, it keeps getting better. They're offering 20% off all orders for our listeners at allform.com/smartless. You're welcome.
SmartLess is brought to you in part by Noom. Hey, not everyone wants to be on a strict diet. I know I don't. Do 2-a-days at the gym or drink questionable teas. What? Instead of trying to cram your life into someone else's idea of health, try Noom. Noom uses a psychology-based approach to find a healthier balance that's moldable to your life, and as a result, more sustainable. Noom Weights cognitive behavioral approach helps you better understand your relationship with food, how to be more mindful of your habits, and gives you the knowledge and support you need for long-lasting change. With Noom, taking care of your health is empowering instead of stress-inducing. No need to fear ruining the whole program with the off day. Noom will help you get back on track. You know, it has nothing to do with like New Year's resolutions or me being naughty, because me being, naughty and kind of falling off the track, that's what Noom is for. It helps you get back on so that you don't feel guilty and that you can get back to being healthier and eating better. Start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at Noom.com/smartless. That's NOOM.com/smartless to sign up for your trial. Thanks to
State Farm
for their support.
Each episode,
Yes.
Sean, one of us reveals a mystery guest that could be summed up as surprisingly great. I think we chat and we laugh and we learn, right?
Just like the surprisingly great rates from State Farm. And we understand you have a budget. You can never save enough, right?
No, yeah, well, hang on. And that's surprisingly great rates from State Farm on your home and your ride.
And like our podcast, it's not a one-time thing. They've got great rates for your home and ride, so you're protected whether you're listening to us in the car or in a comfy leather chair right next to a roaring fire.
In the fireplace.
Yes, you're not inside
Okay,
the
sorry.
fire.
Yeah. Not
You're
just
sitting
like
next to it.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
With State Farm, they can personalize your policy with options to get you a surprisingly great rate. So imagine that. An insurance company working with you to find what works best for you. Well, there's a novel idea. I mean, that's smart.
Yeah.
So State Farm gets you surprisingly great rates on your home and ride and helps you personalize your policy to help you get great coverage. How neighborly. Good neighborly, that is.
Oh, well, for surprisingly great rates, get ready for it, like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
And now back to the show.
Woody and I have that I can barely remember. So I know Woody, you probably can't remember because are you older than I am? I'm 52. How old are you?
Yes, I'm older than you, dude. Remember when I met you, you were like 17.
Right. We've got some history. So yeah, Woody and I think, did we first meet doing the car race?
Well, no, I think I met you before that. Because I was so over hanging out with Mike and your
Paramount.
sister, and I might have met you before that, but that's where we really, started to get to know each other. Was in that.
Yeah. So Justine and I do this car race, this celebrity car race, Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach that Woody was in as well. And
how'd you do in it?
I did well.
He won.
I think I won that one.
You won that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were training.
They didn't test for cocaine back then. It wasn't.
Will. We're training. We're training at Willow Springs, and Woody and I are driving the same color car. And Woody drops a couple of wheels over into the dirt on a real high speed turn, so he skids across the track and does like 14 cartwheels, and his car's ripped apart. Like the whole back end, whole back half was ripped off, and it's upside down, and it's resting in the little on the side of the track, and all of us cars come driving by it because he's ahead of us, and he's upside down. There's smoke everywhere, and you can see him hanging upside down in his driver's chair, hanging from his 5-point harness because the whole back half of the car had been ripped off, and he's in the same color car as I. And Justine thinks it's me. So she pulls over her car. She's freaked out. She's screaming and crying. And then I come driving up. I'm like, oh my God, who is that? Is that Woody? And she's like, oh my God, you're alive. Oh my God, it's Woody. So we all go and try to help him and get out and all that stuff. That was a real, that was a scary moment. And I remember you only broke a little bone in your hand. Is that right?
Yeah, I broke 2 bones in my hand and a couple of teeth got cracked. But yeah, pretty lucky because everybody saw it, said they thought it was a fatality. Because I did. It was one of those where I looked at my speedometer, which I shouldn't have done. Remember turn 9 there, Jason?
It's flat out.
And you could go flat out on turn 9. And I looked down at my speedometer and it said 105. And then,
oh my God,
when I looked back up, I'd just gone, just a little bit off the track. And then, of course, I overcompensated, which caused the car to skid for a moment and then whoosh, just launched. And went 40 feet before it landed because the guys went and looked at the headlights, taillights, and everything. Did 6.5 endos after that. And
God,
I did the whole white light thing.
Really,
it was incredible.
And did that keep you from racing it?
No, it didn't. No, that was just training. We went on and did the race like a few weeks later.
And then he crushed it in the race, of course.
Well,
do you still race, Woody?
It's all the coke.
Yeah. No, I don't. I got over it after that.
Yeah, my God.
I was shortly behind you. Oh, and then Woody and I picked up our dangerous escapades at probably, a year later in New York City. We decided we were hanging out late at night, walking around the streets with a couple of buddies of mine, all banged up. And all those piles of trash, all the trash bags that get put out on the sidewalk? They're like create these big, large lumps of trash bags, like 20 of them. I thought it'd be fun to do like a diving contest into these trash bags, like a flip contest. Do you remember that, Woody? Am I remember this correctly? Yeah. We do like flips and cartwheels into it and land into the bags.
Yeah. You were wild. Dude, you were actually wild.
I lost my privileges shortly after that.
But you got it together.
But we made it. We're still making a living.
Yeah, we're still
good for us.
We're okay.
So, Woody,
Sean?
It seems to me like you're one of those guys who just doesn't stop working. I mean, by the way, you're in Solo, which is one of my favorite movies ever, the Star Wars movie Solo.
Thank you.
You seem to constantly work, never ever stop. Do you love that? Do you wish like, oh God, I need a break? It doesn't seem like you ever take a break because you still love it.
Well, that's a good question because like I haven't been home since April. Imagine not being home since April.
Wow.
And you would think that I love nothing more than to work, but honestly, I'm a very lazy hippie who somehow just got himself in this predicament. And once I get through this, once I make it to Christmas, I'm taking some time off for sure.
And then where's home nowadays? Is it Costa Rica?
No, I moved from Costa Rica. I live in Maui.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
didn't know that.
Oh, that's awesome.
I do have a question from
a listener?
A listener in New York City named Justin T.
Oh, hello,
that
caller.
you may or may not have worked with. I was chatting with him. He has a question for you. This is literally.
I
his
didn't know
question.
that we were taking questions from listeners.
It's from a random listener named Justin T.
Oh my God.
So he wants to know, you're well known for your love and abuse. This is his words, not mine. You're well known for your love and abuse of marijuana and other mind-altering substances. Has work ever gotten in the way of your drug problem? And follow-up question, has your drug problem ever suffered as a result of your work?
Thank you, caller.
Justin T., that's a very insightful question. As a matter of fact, it does sometimes get in the way because, like, I'll wake up, I want to wake and bake. I'll be like, I can't wake and bake. I can't fucking wake and bake.
Got to wait till lunch.
So, yeah, thanks for asking that.
I can't believe that he had time to write that question down just because, he's usually just avoiding paparazzi. That's his number one job. It's like, so the fact that he had the time to write that down, God bless.
No, but seriously, Woody, have you ever worked totally stoned, like on Cheers or anything where you're in a scene, you're like, I don't know where I am?
Oh, yeah, I was doing Cheers, and we'd been doing it for a while, so I don't know, several years, and then I thought we were done, and I went up and I was smoking a joint with George Wendt, and I hear over the intercom, Woody, come down for your monologue in scene C, and I'm like, uh-oh, oops, and I go down, and it's first take, disaster. Second take, worse. Takes me 10 takes. And Jimmy's like, Woody, everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine, Jimmy. Everything's fine. Yeah, let's just try it again. So what would have been one simple, it just took like 10 fucking takes. It was a disaster. So I learned that I can't, all the things that you just take for granted just kind of go out the window.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably, Will and Jason, I'm sure, have done cocaine while filming, and, it just doesn't work.
Jason?
It's not fun. I did it once, and I spent my whole time trying to not look like I was all beaked up. Yeah.
Beaked up.
Yeah.
I remember we asked Seth Rogen last year, we were like, do you ever, Sean, you asked him, like, do you ever, you ever gotten high before you work? And he was like, I've never not worked high.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Is that right?
Yes, yeah, he said, that's what he said.
I heard Chris Walken would get high before doing Shakespeare in the Park. It's like,
oh my God.
How do you, if you get lost, how do you start improvising an iambic pentameter? Like, how's that work?
Wow.
I know, that's crazy.
How do you get that back? But I guess the old guys, all those old Shakespeare actors, those guys used to booze it up, like over, on the other side there in the UK, those guys used to all get hammered and drink.
But I feel like that might be different than weed. Like weed would, for me, it would be tough to remember my lines. I'd get too distracted probably. I don't know. It's more about just like going home and powering down for me.
What about a gummy, Jason? Could you do it on a gummy?
I might be able to, just because, it goes into the blood system a little bit slower. It doesn't punch you in the neck like a big fat hit off a doobie or a bomb, Yeah.
Woody, I think the last time I saw you, this is a great, not much of a name drop, but the last time I saw you was at your birthday at Bono's place in the south of France. Is that true?
Yeah, dude. I was so psyched to see you. You know, I love Arrested Development. I fucking love that show. Love it. And
Sean's never seen it.
Thank you, Woody. Sean has not
Sean,
seen it.
you got to watch it. It's really good.
What's it called?
It's a group called Arrested Development. It's
got it. Okay.
a hip hop band out of Atlanta.
And that moment you had where you come in the window to break up with your teenage girlfriend is
With Anne.
and then the next morning it cuts to you're sitting there eating your eggs. And she says, so what was it you wanted to talk to me about? And you're like, what is it? And then you get into that. Should the $35? I do it all the time, by the way, and people have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm like, I have to then explain. This is actually
$3,500 suit.
Yeah.
What was confusing about that scene was that I come out and I'm wearing her nightgown and she's wearing my shirt from the night before. So we realized as we were rolling, I knew that Mitch was going to get what I was trying to do, so that I started to downgrade how much her thing was worth, and then I started to upgrade what she was wearing because she was wearing my shirt. So it was like such a fucking and then Mitch was like, I can't believe this is happening, but it was so funny to me that I'm like, should the guy, and I start sort of complimenting how much hers is worth. Anyway, so we're at Bono's place, and this big birthday party for Woody, and his wife's there, and his daughter comes in, surprises him, and a bunch of people are there. It's a really beautiful night, and Woody's like, oh man, and we start laughing about that scene. He was like, and he was doing the scene to me. And then dinner was served, and Bono comes over, and he's like, and he kept going, guys, dinner's served, and Woody's on the ground doing the scene. And finally, I think he got a little bit pissed, and he was like, hey, Woody, well, you guys can do it over there at the table. And we're like, all right, man, sorry. We're doing scenes from Arrested Development, Bono.
It really, to me, it's maybe the greatest comedic moment ever in television.
Well, there we have it.
That's nice.
I still watch it and I tear up laughing. I love it. And I know you were going through a hard time that day because you told me. So it's amazing you were able to do that.
Oh, Will, what happened?
I was that was one of the worst days of my life. That's true. I did tell you that night. It was I was going through a lot of stuff personally. And
couldn't find the mousse for your hair? Or?
No.
Because it was mousse back then, right?
Oh,
was it Depp? I think it was Depp.
L'Oreal Spritz.
God damn it. That was fun times.
Woody, speaking of lines you quote and stuff, like I said at the beginning, when you popped on here, that I'm obsessed with Cheers. I've seen every episode so many times.
So
and what you achieved, we touched on this a little bit before, you achieved what a lot of actors in TV don't do, which is kind of cultivate a massive, gigantic film career afterwards. What did that kind of happen to you? Did you seek it out? How did that transition happen for you?
Well, I mean, I guess we're all seeking it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So, but it really was. I got to do Doc Hollywood with Michael Fox, and then that did well. And then it was lucky that I played basketball. My agent told me later, all those times I was trying to get you, and you were down playing hoops down in Santa Monica or whatever, paid off because of White Men Can't Jump. And Ron Shelton, who actually, I call it, I guess it was Bush War I at the time was going on, and he had heard me, protest it. I said something like the war on terrorism is terrorism, which upset a lot of people and caused me to lose, lucrative other things that were going on. It didn't matter, but Ron Shelton very much liked it, was glad I did that.
Scott Weller's doppelganger, Ron Shelton, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Separated at birth. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Here we go.
Who knows?
Buddy of ours. Scott Weller is a buddy of ours, lives in the South Bay. He's a handyman. He's got a great handyman business. Is opening
Great
January
handyman.
3rd.
Listen, if something's broken and you need it fixed, you call
You're in the
Scott
South
Weller.
Bay. Yeah, you're in the South Bay around Manhattan Beach, and something breaks, you call Scott Weller and his handyman business through Home Hardware.
Let me write that down. So Scott Weller,
write it down.
if I'm in.
There's a
okay,
number at the
gotcha.
bottom of your screen. Yep.
South Bay, California.
All right, so there's Ron Shelton. He puts you in White Men Can't Jump. That is hugely successful.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
huge.
and then on from there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't stopped.
That's great.
Has there been a slow period that was not by design? Has it slowed down for you?
There was after People versus Larry Flint.
So
Brilliant.
good.
Things kind of because that was disappointing to Sony, even though a lot of people maybe watched it after, but at the time they didn't. And also it was really Gloria Steinem had went from one place to another all over the country telling people not to see it. This is op-ed, which was devastating. Anyway, so people would tell me, look, I'd like to watch it, but, my wife won't let me see it. And, so that was a real...
God, isn't that weird?
Things kind of went down after that. And that was also when I decided, I'm going to just stop working for a while. So I did for 5 years.
Weren't you nominated for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were nominated for an Oscar, and things went down after that.
Wait,
That's what you
hang
said.
on a second. Sean, you cut him off. So for 5 years, Woody, 5 years, you basically...
Yeah, from like around 97 to 02, other than I did one thing, which I'm glad I did for Ron Howard, Ed TV, which is where I got to know Matthew.
That's great.
And then I did one other little thing. Other than that, I didn't work. Oh, and I did theater. I was like, I want to get in touch with my roots, So like from around 97 to 2002, I didn't do anything. And probably, the phone wasn't ringing off the wall or anything during that time.
Yeah.
And then when I came back to work again, I was like, I'm not expecting a ticker tape parade or anything, but I thought there'd be, there was nothing. It was I was completely forgotten. And I was just trying desperately to get anything. And anyway, it was a slow.
What was the first big thing that restarted it?
Well, I did this movie, After the Sunset, Pierce Brosnan, Salma Hayek, Brett Ratner directed.
Oh, yeah.
And even though it didn't do that well, I think it started, just kicking things off. You know how it goes, guys.
Yeah, it's up and down.
Yeah, well, I'm sure, but what's great, Woody, is I bet that people love to take credit of going that they rediscovered you. Woody be really great. Like, you haven't changed. You've been great since you started. And it's like everything else takes, it's so funny. Perspective is fucking crazy because you do that People versus Larry Flint. And as Sean said, you were awesome. Obviously, you were nominated. You were awesome. My recollection seeing that film in the theater was how great it was and how great you were. And if you were to ask me, if you were to say, what, how's Woody Harrelson? Oh, he's great, man. Yeah, he just did that People versus Larry Flint. He was incredible. He was nominated. He's a great actor, and he's so good, and he's so diverse, and he can do kind of anything. And when the reality of your perspective is totally different, and it's so fucking crazy, and it's so subjective, right? I mean, that's bizarre.
It's gig to gig still.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always.
It's crazy.
Always. Jason's about to take 5 years off. He didn't know it.
Yeah. Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I just talked to Showbiz. They said you're taking 5 years
God
off.
damn it. Was that an alert that you got, or? We'll be right back.
This podcast is supported by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Being a human is exhausting. If you don't believe me, look at me. It doesn't matter who you are or what you have, life takes its toll. One common stressor is how we give away our power. You can't control what someone else does or what happens to you, but you can control how you choose to respond, and that's how you keep your power, and therapy can help you learn this. I know it's helped me with not only that, but a bunch of other stuff. It's not a Jedi mind trick. It's learning what you're capable of, and as our resident therapist says, when life gives you lemons, you can either make lemonade or squeeze them into your eye. your choice. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. So go make some lemonade and don't squeeze it in your eye. SmartLess listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/smartless. That's BETTERHELP.com/smartless.
Not sure if you guys know this, but SmartLess is sponsored by Fundrise. Hey, in 2021, a truly diversified portfolio needs more than the traditional mix of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. It needs private real estate, so listen up. Studies have shown that portfolios with an allocation to private real estate generally delivered a better risk-adjusted return with more annual income and lower volatility over the past 2 decades, thanks to its track record of consistent performance through multiple market cycles. Stay with me. With Fundrise, this level of power diversification is now available to you. Here's how. Fundrise provides access to diversified portfolios of private real estate to all investors with their industry-leading, easy-to-use platform. Whether you're looking to add stable cash flow via dividends or prefer long-term growth through appreciation, Fundrise makes investing in private real estate as easy as investing in stocks or bonds or mutual funds. Fundrise's team of real estate professionals carefully vets and actively manages all of their real estate projects. This is great news for you. You don't have to do anything about it. They do it. See for yourself how 150,000 investors have built a better portfolio with private real estate. It takes just a few minutes to get started. So go to fundrise.com/smartless today. Just check it out. That's FUND. Funds right in there, gang. FUNDRISE.com/smartless. That's fundrise.com/smartless. Go get rich.
And now back to the show.
Let me switch for a second into, I know that you've got some beliefs and some passions in sort of like a lot of sort of our environmental stuff, and I do as well. And if you're like me, sometimes you get a little bit frustrated with the slow pace of things. How do you manage your happiness or lack of based on the progression or lack of on sort of tackling some of these things that are really kind of existential? We don't want to get into politics too much. We don't like to on this show that much, but I'm just wondering if you got a tip for me. Is it about not watching the news or not reading the paper to see the slow pace of things, or is it the opposite? How do you manage your frustration with
Well,
that?
I mean, I do feel like the world's kind of going to hell in a handbasket, and
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes with the global warming and you see the effect of it even here, where it's unnaturally warm, although it's fucking freezing balls here. For them, it's unnaturally warm here, and you see it everywhere. You see the signs of it. It's not a mystery that that the global warming is having a devastating impact. And all these predictions that were made, 30 years ago, 40 years ago are coming true. And then, people say, well, things are moving. Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems like the big oil companies and all the giant frickin', industries that have raped Mother Earth on a daily basis for forever.
Yeah.
It seems like they just keep doing business as usual. And I don't see change is happening.
So how do you manage your frustration with that?
I don't know. I think about it every day. I really.
But I was going to say, Jason, one of the things, and Woody, you can speak to this. I remember when we did semi-pro 10, 12 years ago with Will Ferrell, and you had your bus, which I think you still have, that you use as your trailer. Yeah. And Woody's got this bus that runs on vegetable oil. Biodiesel. He's got like a cork floor. It's got all this stuff. It's like renewable. You've been doing it. You've been kind of walking the walk for a long time. And it's like, the thing that you can do is everybody could do it if everybody thought like that more. Mm. It's about changing our perception, changing how we approach stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really has to do with how we how we feed ourselves, how we feed ourselves planetarily, what our fuel is, and also what our personal fuel is, I think is also incredibly important.
What were they saying? I was watching on the news the other day that that growing cows for food is 2/3 of the world's pollution. Is that right? Or what it takes to farm cows? Is that right? Or is it 1/3? Something like that?
Well, I think that it's a huge thing. The methane generated from cows.
And what is that? Is it like from their poop? Is that the methane?
Yeah, I think it's from just their.
Really?
Yeah. Meanwhile, throw it on your flowers, and it's okay.
Cow crap is killing our planet. Is that right?
It's their farts. It's the farts.
Cow farts.
The farts.
Huh.
Farting. There was a time when farting was really funny.
Yeah. Now it's killing. It's killing
And
us.
now it's killing us.
Woody, what type of stuff are you eating nowadays? Are you a full vegan?
Oh yeah. Well, I've been a vegan for since 1990, January 1. But
Yeah.
I'm mostly raw. I try to eat mostly raw. You got to like a salad if you're eating mostly raw. So
Yeah, I love salad.
I just, I want to eat as clean as possible, to compensate for my other issues.
Pollutions.
Yeah.
Now, how do you find it difficult to get raw, clean food as you travel around the world? I imagine it's got to be a lot easier in the major cities. But when you're on location in different parts, you have to bring food with you, or you have like a cook or something like that.
Yeah, I have a chef here.
Yeah.
Named Mish Cole. She's great. Yeah. But yeah, I know. It's a little bit of a privileged lifestyle, guys. I guess it is.
But it's difficult.
Man. You don't have to apologize to us.
Yeah, I know. You're the privileged, of course.
Yeah.
I know.
Now, Woody, let me ask you this. When you do go city to city, how do you get your weed? Do you have connects in every city? That's what I need to know.
It's legal everywhere, isn't it?
Most places it's legal.
But look, I used to carry it with me, which was a stupid move. But, and then I realized at one point, oh my God, it's everywhere.
Now, is it legal up in Canada?
Yeah, it's legal.
Oh, there you go. So you just go down to the store.
You just pick up some milk and do that.
Yeah.
I remember when you had me, you gave me a taste of your spirulina or something like that.
Yeah, that stuff's good.
I almost fucking threw up.
Well, no, that's sea algae. It gives you nice energy.
It's good for you. It's really good for you.
You mix it up with stuff.
Woody, before I forget, Freak Brothers. It's a new cartoon you're in with John Goodman, Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah. What?
Who else is in it? Pete Davidson is in it.
That's crazy.
It looks great.
You and John Goodman, perfect. I love that because you guys are both.
What cartoon is that? What's it on?
It's called Freak Brothers. What is it on? Tubi, right?
Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. It's on Tubi. Tubi.
Do I have Tubi?
Hey, can we get that as an audio bite, guys? Rob, just peg that. Just remember that. Do I have Tubi?
That's their tagline.
Do I need to go on Hypochondriactor to figure out if I've got Tubi or not?
No, I want to get this on a clip so I can be like Fred on Howard Stern, where I can just keep clicking. Do I have Tubi?
How does one get Tubi?
Oh my God, keep going.
You're asking me how to get
Yeah, man, you're the
Woody
spokesman.
doesn't know. Woody said Tubi with a question mark on the end.
What, you get an app on that? I don't know. What? You just ask one of your assistants to download it for you.
Yeah, man.
Wait, Woody, go back. I want to talk about Matthew McConaughey. I didn't know you guys were so close. You guys are good buds, right? You and Matthew?
Yeah.
Speaking of you and Matthew, are you aware of what you have done for this industry with what you guys did with True Detective in making the
limited series a cool thing?
The television space for like when two big shot film actors like you guys come on and like I would equate it to when Fincher did House of Cards on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
The combination of those two things, I think, it's just expanded so many more places for everyone to work.
Well, it made it feel okay and not like, because there used to always be that thing of like it wasn't cool to do. And then you guys came in.
Film, I don't do TV.
Unapologetically, you guys fucking kill it. God, I love that. Woody, you and Matthew and that thing, it was so good.
And then you
guys
did such a great job with that.
It was so good. Fucking good. And then it's just like made it okay for everybody to do that. Like,
yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
Did you love doing that project?
Yeah. I mean, there were times I I would get kind of angry with Matthew, and one of my best buddies. So it felt weird, but he was in character, and that fucking character just made me want to fucking slap him. He's so good, but he'd stay in character, and not after work, but while we were at work, it wasn't like, hey
in between
buddy, how's
takes.
it going? None of that. So that was a little, but anyway, it turned out good.
Yeah. Did you have a sense while you were doing it how good it was and what the style of it was, or did Cary Fukunaga sort of not really? Was it not that clear? You had to really watch a lot of playback to get a sense of it, or could you tell while you were shooting it?
I thought it was going to be good, but it's rare you find a thing like hit the zeitgeist like that. That's extreme. I mean, you have it already. You got Ozark, you got the Arrested Development. You're Mr. Zeitgeist, Jason. But for the rest of us, it's a very rare.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was wild. I had no idea that it would be, that kind of thing, and I thought it did turn out really good.
So good.
Yeah, fantastic. You're so great in that.
So good.
What about? I want to know because these guys hate this, but I'm a huge Star Wars freak, and when you were in Solo, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And
So cool.
Were you a fan of it before, or were you just like?
I'd say Woody's pretty close to today's new Harrison Ford. I would anoint him the new Harrison Ford.
Okay.
Right? If you were going to cast Han Solo today, I'd put Woody Harrelson.
That's a big thing to say.
That's a big thing to say.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wow, thank you.
Do I have to be?
It's from that guy. That's where your compliment came from.
No, I want to know. I want to know if you were a fan of the Star Wars franchise, or were you kind of a fan and not just was like, oh, I could learn to like this or whatever.
No, I was kind of a fan. I wasn't like a mega fan because these fans out here of the Star Wars stuff, I mean, those guys are pretty serious. So I would be. I don't think it's fair to call myself that kind of fan, but I liked it, of course.
Wasn't there a director swap in the middle there, and you had to redo a bunch of stuff
With
right?
Ron Howard.
Yeah, that was a long shoot. I'll bet.
It was. It was like maybe 9, 10 months total by the time we were done. Yeah, at least 9 months retooling it.
How did you like living in England that long?
Yeah, and I'd been there on a project just before, so I was in London for a year.
Wow.
Which I like London. But that was a year.
Wait, Woody, you did that thing. Didn't you do a live TV thing? Was that the thing you were doing
that's
before?
what I did before, yeah.
It was cool. What was that deal?
Yeah, it was, it's called Lost in London. I wrote it and directed it, and it went live into theaters, which was cool. That had never happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, how did you like doing that? Was it more stress than it was worth, or was it super exciting?
Well, yeah, it was like theater, but like on another scale with 500 extras and 500 crew, and it was wild. The stress nearly killed me. I got to say, I don't know when I've ever been that fucking stressed. All kinds of shit. The sound wouldn't work.
I got to see that.
And we did a run through the night before. The video goes out for 45 minutes. The feed. I mean, it's like.
So this was basically a live movie that you were beaming into movie theaters? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where did that idea come from? That sounds like a total like masochistic.
It was masochistic. Well, I had already decided I wanted to do it in a oneer, So it was a single camera, and I'd already decided. And then someone else mentioned, a buddy of mine, Tom Kartsotis, mentioned, hey, why don't you just beam it right into a theater while you... What? That's a crazy idea. And then started finding out, went to different people to see if it could be done. And everybody was like, well, no, it can't be done. And then finally someone said yes.
So awesome.
Did that kill the desire to direct anything else after that, or did you go on and direct other stuff?
Well, I would like to direct something else, but I don't want to do it in a oneer
or live.
I'd rather have multiple takes. There's a million things I would have done different, honestly. But it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
And Owen Wilson's in it and Willie Nelson. It was good.
I'd love to see that.
I know. How cool is that?
I think you can find it on Tubi or something.
Well, Jason, do you have Tubi?
Wait, I don't. Do I have Tubi?
Oh my God, it's my favorite.
Woody, we've taken a lot of your time today. I really appreciate you being here, and I know you're stuck in Winnipeg working, so please
Don't
get
say
some
stuck
rest.
in Winnipeg. To all our friends in Winnipeg, we love you. We support
we
you,
love
especially my
Winnipeg.
family. Woody, I'm going to send you some people you got to go see.
Yeah, send me the
Oh, I'm sure he's going to
people.
love that. Oh, great. Obligate him to a couple of at-home dinners. Like, do they cook raw? I mean, come on, Will.
Do they cook raw?
You got to uncook it.
Well, I'd sure love to see you in person when you're done up there in Canada, and maybe while you're switching planes down here on your way to Maui. Just let us know. We'll meet you down at LAX.
I would love that.
Woody, come to town and come to hang out with us, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Woody.
I would love it. Do you guys ever hang out with each other, or just always
Last
zooming
night,
it in?
always.
Just last night.
No, last night, every night, and Wednesday night and Thursday night, every night. These are the only people we see live.
Yeah, you'd fit right in. Come on.
Fit right in.
true.
Come on in, man.
Well, this has really been a pleasure. I got to say, I hate doing interviews, but this was a fucking fun one. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys, for making it so fun.
I can't remember one question we asked you.
I know, but wow, I'm glad you did it. We love you, Woody. You're the best.
Yeah,
man.
I love you, pal.
Thanks, Will. Love you too,
Yeah.
man. Sean, love you, brother. Jason, what a pleasure.
Love you, pal.
And guys,
All right, man.
see you next time. See you at LAX.
See you next time, Wood.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Okay, pal.
All right,
Bye, buddy. See you, pal.
I love Woody.
Who doesn't?
He's the best.
He's the
such
best.
a great dude.
I know. It's terrible that he lives all the way out there in Maui. Why doesn't
know.
he?
I didn't know he lived there.
Should we let's pitch in and get him a small studio apartment in Los Angeles so he can spend more time in LA and more time with us.
Yeah, we'll get him a place like in North Hollywood, just like a nice little unassuming, so it won't cost us much.
500 square feet.
Let's go. By the way, let's get wise. Let's go visit him in Maui. What are
that
we
sounds
doing?
smarter. That
Yeah.
sounds better.
And we'll go.
I do feel like we should be seeing more of him, and we
I know.
never do.
We see him on the big screen.
on the TV and the big and Tubi. Don't forget.
Oh my God.
Do you?
Yeah. Do I Tubi?
Do you have?
I would love to Tubi.
I know you would.
It's not enough snow out there to
By the way,
go
this has
real
turned
Tubi.
into an ad for Tubi. They
Tubi,
should be
I know.
so lucky.
What is
But
it?
how would you pronounce? How do you pronounce that I on the end?
Oh, that's quick.
Oh,
Let's
that's
get
really
right
quick.
to it.
Yeah.
Is it-
Do you not want to? Are you done? You don't want to
No.
talk about? He was your guest.
I think.
Well, it's not spelled Tube, right? It's spelled. If you were to say it like it's spelled, Sean, what would it sound like?
to bye.
Bye.
Smart. Less. Smart. Less.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Rob Armjarv, Bennett Barbaco, and Michael Granteri.
Smart. Less.
Do I have Tubi?
Our next episode will be out in a week wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can listen to it right now early on Amazon Music, or early and ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app.